You know, Dan, I'm sure you've been seeing the video coming out of Venezuela of literally people just doing everything they can to even eat. The average wage is now between $4 and $6 a month for Venezuelans. Your thoughts on all this?
Yeah, you know, I covered this today in detail on my podcast because I'm so bothered by the humanitarian crisis here. But more importantly, Grant, I'm bothered by how avoidable it was. I mean, you have to remember, socialism has a 100% success rate of failure. It has failed every single time. There's not one successful example of socialism working according to socialists' own standards. I mean, the reason this channel and organization exists and the reason I so passionately fight for unlimited individual liberty and limited government power is precisely because when you concentrate power in the hands of the few, as we're seeing in Venezuela, it has the ability to endlessly corrupt, as Lord Acton said. Grant, you understand in Venezuela they're robbing chicken trucks? They're eating pigeons and dogs. There's like no live animals on the street. This is not a joke. I mean, this is not a duffel blog story or the Onion story. This is really happening. And one final point on this here. You know, when these clueless liberals and these radical left-wingers and these, wannabe socialists talk about things like equality, it's always assumed by the people on the left that they mean equality and prosperity. What they really mean, and make no mistake, the historical record is crystal clear. They mean equality and misery. That is all they mean. And that's why we support here collections of big R rights granted by God, not by government.
Yeah, it should serve as a warning, not just to the United States, but any country where socialists are trying to push their agenda on the people of what can happen. You know, Venezuela was never perfect, but it certainly wasn't, as I described, a hellhole that it is today. And the reason it's gotten so bad, and what's real sad, Dan, is it is getting worse by the hour in that country. It's all about socialism, government control, the government thinking they know what's best, and at the leadership of those governments are selfish individuals that are only about their own financial gain, and they don't care about the people. If anybody thinks that can't happen in the United States, I'm telling you, they are sadly mistaken.
Yeah, and what's really pathetic about these, left-wing snowflakes and, colleges and in academia who've never been subjected to the rigors of the real world, who still believe in socialism, is there's always an excuse, right, Grant? In North Korea, it's just their lack of natural resources. In the Soviet Union, it was just corruptocrats. It wasn't the system. In Cuba, those people, it was just, Batista beforehand. Do you understand what Venezuela, the recipe for success was entirely there? Hardworking people, a long history of prosperity, oil wealth, Venezuela, a large tourism industry. Venezuela was set up for success, was one of the wealthiest countries in South America. Socialists like Chavez and Maduro walk in there, take charge. Grant, in years, they wipe out potentially hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars in future wealth. Do you understand how big of a mutt you have to be and how horrible your system of government has to be to collapse one of the world's wealthiest economies and a great collection, a group of people, the Venezuelans, in so quick a time? And yet there's still going to be some college kid or academic out there who will find another excuse as to why socialism wasn't to blame here. It's unbelievably disappointing.